Hello everyone, welcome to another video from SVA. I am Angeles and today I'm going to help you understand how do you prove your financial means for a non-lucrative visa to go to Spain, okay? In the last video, we talked about how to calculate the amount of money that you must have as an available balance in your bank account for at least a year and for the last 3 to 6 or 12 months of when you're presenting your visa application. But today, we're going to talk about the rest of the documents because that was just the first part of the financial means, but there's other requirements that go as part of this requirement. Okay, so today we're going to talk about those. So let's get started. And the first requirement, as we spoke last time, it is the bank statements. So we must be able to present bank statements for, depending on the consulate where you will be applying, for the last 3, 6, or 12 months. Okay. Most consulates is for the last 3 to 6 months, but there's some exceptions where some consulates do require the last 12 months. So let's say you are applying in April. You must present the bank statements showing an available balance for over $56,000 for a family of four for January, February, and March. Okay. And that's how much you need to prove for those months. But on top of that, you should present a bank certificate. This bank certificate must have your name, your address, your account number, the date that this account was opened, your current balance, the average balance, and for the amount for how much that it ended for the previous year. So let's say you're applying in 2026. So how much was that balance at the end of the year as of December 31st, 2025? And that balance should be over $56,000 for a family of four. Okay. And I'm keep saying for a family of four because that is the example that I gave in the previous video. But if you haven't watched that video and you're trying to find out how much should that bank certificate in your bank statements should be able to prove that you've been having sitting on your bank account, please refer to that video. Go watch that video first and then come back to this one. The next requirement is proof of income. So let's say you are going as a retire, so you need to provide your latest social security statement showing how much you're getting each month, okay? If you're going because you're taking a sabbatical, then you should have a letter from your employer that states what, like the dates of when you're going for a sabbatical, for starting what date, ending what date, your full name, it should be in their letterhead, it should have their contact information, and you should clearly state that you're not even going to be working, not even online, while residing in Spain. Now, if you're not taking a sabbatical and if you're not retired, you should also present or you should present a letter of intent and a letter of your current employer stating when is your last day that you'll be working with them. The letter of intent should have a clear description of why you're trying to move abroad for a whole year. Why is it that you want to go live in Spain for a whole year? Your employer letter should say that they understand you are quitting or you're resigning to your position because you want to go live in Spain for a whole year, and that they are aware that as soon as you get your visa approved, you will be dismissed from your position and you will not even work online for them. Okay. And this letter, again, should be on their letterhead, and they should provide contact information, clear dates, and a clear description of what you stated, why you're quitting your job and why you want and when is your last date. On top of it, you should also present your tax returns. Depending on the consulate where you will be applying, it should be for the last year, for the last 3 years. So be sure to visit the consulate's website to confirm for how many years of tax returns you should be presenting. Please be aware they only need the 1040 form. So it's always okay to present the whole tax return, but the only thing that they're going to be looking at most of the time is the 1040 form. Okay. And remember that all of these requirements per law need to be translated into Spanish. I understand there are some consulates who may be more flexible and may say you don't need to translate the tax returns, you don't need to translate any of these documents. It's okay to present them as they are. However, I always suggest my clients to go per what the law says. And the reason for that is because the consulate staff is always changing. And sometimes it is okay to present documents that are not translated because that consul general may be more flexible than the previous one, but that can change anytime. So I always suggest to just go by what the law requires. You don't necessarily need to translate the entire tax return or the entire bank statements. Maybe you just have to translate the first page of your bank statements that clearly states your name, your address, the date, and the current available balance. And for the tax returns, just the 1040 form. However, it is always best to be well prepared to these appointments as that can delay your visa. Okay, so let's go over and just do a little recap of what we need. And again, if you haven't watched the video knowing how to calculate the amount that you need to be able to qualify for this visa, please refer to that video first and then come back to this one. Okay, so now that you know, for the video that we talked about for the last video that we made for the example of a family of four. So now that you know that you need $56,000 to be sitting on your bank account for at least a year, we're going to come here and we're going to gather the last 3 months of the bank statements that show an average balance or an available balance over $56,000. The bank certificate that shows your name, your address, the account number, the date that this account was opened, the current balance, the average balance, and with how much did it close as of December 31st, 2025 in this example. Um, and um, and then, depending on the situation, if you're taking a sabbatical, a letter from your employer with the correct letterhead clearly states the date that the sabbatical starts and when it ends, how much you're going to be getting paid, and their contact information. If you are retired, clearly the last statement of your social security that clearly states how much you're getting per month. And if you're not retired or you're not in a sabbatical, a letter of intent stating why you want to go reside in Spain for a whole year, and also stating that you don't plan to work not even online while residing in Spain, plus the letter of your employer stating that you have terminated your work starting this date or as soon as you get your visa, and that you will not be working not even online for them while residing in Spain. Plus, either the last year or the last 3 years of your tax returns. Please remember only the 1040 forms. Now, if you need help understanding the entire requirements of the non-lucrative visas, please remember that we have guides in our websites where you can go ahead and purchase them and have a clear understanding of all of the requirements. I also give an example on that guide, on those guides of how to calculate the amount that you must have on your bank account for at least a year, and how to prove all of this. And also, if you need help throughout the process, please always remember that you can contact us and we can do a consultation and help you know if you do have all of the requirements for a non-lucrative visa. We can do, you can gather all of the documents and we can just do a simple review for you, or you can hire us for your entire process. If you find this video helpful, please remember to give it a like, to subscribe, or to share it with someone who may need this information. Again, thank you, and I will see you on the next video.